welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Charlotte.
And this is the 2023 Kia Telluride EX. So
Yay.
This is technically the entry level for the Kia Telluride. However, I would say there's nothing entry level about this.
Oh no.
No, we're gonna talk about the features that come standard in the Kia Telluride. We're going to talk about what you get in the trims above, and then of course just a general walk around showcasing everything. This is the 2023 model, so it is a little bit refreshed. We miss a couple things. I don't know if you guys can tell, there's no more amber daytime running lights, so that's one thing. You either love it or hate it. Charlotte's going to start off with the exterior. I'm going to do the interior. And if you guys are watching in the future, skip to the 3-minute mark because we're going to chat a little bit first, show you guys how to get onto lives if you're new to this, or just answer some questions.
Something I'll make note of course, we'll be answering your questions during the time of this too, but also we do have a dedicated Q&A portion at the end of the video too. So make sure if you have any questions, I will answer them, put them in the chat and we'll answer them, whether it's right when you're asked or also at the
in
end.
our question period, yeah.
But we'll show you guys how to join onto a live if that is something you would like to do in the future. So what you're gonna do is you would go to our YouTube page, the Kia Hyundai Channel, and you'll see it says Live 2023 Telluride EX First Look as kind of our pinned video. So what you'll do is you may need to refresh your screen, and now it says Live. So what you'll want to do is you'll press onto that. You may need to watch an ad, but then you will be able to watch and chat in live time. We actually are doing this right at 2 o'clock. So whenever there's imperfection in these videos, we're like, yeah, we're just proving that it's live. It's fine.
You know, sometimes our mics cut out. You guys definitely let us know when that happens.
Which
sometimes,
is great.
Yeah,
Thank
sometimes
you.
our Wi-Fi just goes out completely, and sometimes people walk in. Let's see. All right, I want to show you guys the new Telluride key. This is our first Kia vehicle with this new refreshed key design. I find it looks really big. I posted a photo of it when we first got the Tellurides, and everyone's like, what, that thing's huge. No, I'd say it's pretty regular sized, right?
It's comparable to the EV6 key too.
Yeah, the
and
EV6
it's a
is a
slim
long
profile.
key. It's still pretty thin. However, my favorite thing, sorry, this is kind of geeky, but look, the Kia lights up when you lock it or unlock it.
I actually hadn't noticed that before.
It's super cool.
So I learned something new too.
And then it's very sleek, I would say, as well too. You got your lock button on the very top, your unlock button, your tailgate, your power tailgate, I should say, because the Telluride comes standard with an automatic power tailgate. You also have your panic button. We're not going to show that. We showed that in our last Telluride video, and it was so loud. And then on the other side, the flip side, we have our remote start button. So to activate a Kia or Hyundai remote start, you press the lock and then you press and hold the remote start button. Your car will flash and your engine will turn on. Yeah, that's the key. That's the Kia. I'm going to give you the key, Charlotte, and we'll start off our exterior walk around.
Yep, so we're just about hitting the 3-minute mark. I think we actually just hit it exactly. So I'm gonna have Mark, he's our cameraman for the day. I want him to get a good overview of what we're seeing on the front. And like Gabby said, is we are missing those amber signal lights now. Those are no more, they are gone. But you do see on the front that we do get full LEDs. So your fog lights, your daytime running lights, your positioning lights, they're all gonna be LEDs, which is great to see on what's considered, you know, a base model for this vehicle. And exactly like what Gabby said, this is not just any base model. It is probably the best equipped base model that I've ever seen. And I drive demos, but seeing this vehicle is really just being like, you know what? I could buy that actually. I would buy that because I like the features, I like how it drives, I like everything about it. So I'll get that out of the way. We'll take a look first because the grille is redesigned. So you'll see that we have the satin chrome around it, and then we have just a black insert. As you move upwards in trims, you'll kind of get a glossy black insert, but for here we just kind of have the regular matte black. And then of course still continuing with the satin chrome down the bottom, and this color, it is the no, not jungle green, dark moss.
Dark moss, you got it.
Dark moss green.
Jungle green is an option though.
Jungle green. Not on the EX,
Not on the EX, I will point that out, not on the EX.
But we also do get some new color choices. We'll also see Dawning Red make its first appearance for the Telluride, and also Midnight Lake Blue, which I've seen pictures of, and it is gorgeous. So stay tuned for that when we get those vehicles coming in too, and we can show some pictures at the end too. We'll come around to the side, we'll see that we have some nice black accenting around the wheel wells, and then also 20-inch wheels on this bad boy. Now these are not the tires that come with this vehicle, these are winters, so it will come with all seasons, but this is a sold unit, so that was a customer request to have those switched over, but still on the manufacturer rims. And these rims, they are just on the EX trim as you move up. I think the only ones that share rims is the SX and SX Limited, so, but you do get different rim styles. And sorry, I'm already losing my breath already. I'll have Mark come around because I want to show you guys the redesigned side profile as well. The front is a little bit shorter, similar to what Hyundai did with the Palisade, and they've kind of elongated the rear a little bit, so giving it a really beautiful, sharp profile. I think it looks very sleek, almost a little bit rugged too is a word I like to use, especially when it's in this color as well. And then we're still seeing lots of black and chrome accenting, you know, around your windows, on the actual lines of the vehicle, and down at the bottom too. Whew. Man, I almost feel like I need to drink water or something. We'll show you your mirrors. So you do have body colored mirrors with your amber turn signal indicator on them as well. So love that that is included. And then also your mirrors too. You'll see that it does have blind spot monitoring as shown by this icon. So if you were to put your signal on, someone's in your blind spot, that's gonna beep, beep, beep. It's also gonna illuminate, that way it's bringing it to your attention. And then of course you do have keyless entry as well as shown by the pad here. So all you have to do is click that. You don't even really need to use the key when it comes to this vehicle because it is push start, it is keyless entry. So if you're like, that key is huge, I just want to, you know, keep it away, keep it in my bag or something like that, you can do that, which is something that's great because it is a little bit bigger, I get it, but I don't find it too crazy big. But we will come around to the rear. And first thing that actually took me a couple minutes to notice is we do still have the Telluride badging on the back, but it is different than previous models. So it is a slightly different font. I was looking at it and I thought, you know, it really looks like it's laser cut. Like it really truly looks very sleek, very intentional. So I think that was a good change. And they've rounded out a couple of the letters too. So I think it looks very good, very modern, fits this vehicle very well. On the bottom, you also do have rear parking sensors. So we don't have them on the front for the EX, but we do have them on the rear, and that's going to help with some of your safety features, which Gabby will go through once we actually get into the interior of the vehicle. And then I'll actually do your power lift tailgate for you. Oh, I should lock it first. Come on. It may not let me because the car is actually not on. And I left the lights on it, so there we go. Gee, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Right now we have the third row folded down, but this shows you a lot of the cargo space that we do have, and I'll lift that up too. So if you wanted to just take a look at what this vehicle is like as a 5-seater, you have tons of space in this vehicle. Now you also do have a fair bit of space when you have your third row up as well. And these seats, they're very, very easy to lift up. And all of a sudden, now you have your 8-seater vehicle. So think of all the tech as we go through this vehicle and what you're getting for it being an 8-seater vehicle as well. And then if you ever need to put these seats down, it's super easy to do it. You can literally do it with the push of a button. You'll see if you come around to this side, right above the 12-volt outlet, we have these 2 buttons, left and right. Oh, that's for the second row. I thought it was for these ones. Man, I really am losing my mind.
Ooh, we did get a hitch question, and
Yep.
I think that's a great time, or this is a great time to point out that you can tow 5,000 pounds with a Telluride. And yes, we did get a hitch installed for this customer for the request, 2-inch receiver hitch. And it comes standard with trailer lighting pre-wiring.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna be like, it comes standard with trailer wiring. Oh. All right, well, clearly I'm losing my mind as I talk about the cargo space back here because now we have all the seats down, so I've kind of messed Gabby up for when she comes back into the vehicle. But as you can see, it was super easy for me to get all of the seats down, the third row manually, the second row, of course, with the button. And I will show you guys also down here. You do actually have a real spare tire, and this can be lowered down. That way you have a little bit more cargo room. Of course, you're not actually seeing any of the tools for your spare tire. It is mounted underneath the vehicle like a lot of SUVs. But I did want to make that point that it does actually have an actual spare tire. We will close that. And nice bright lights on the rear as well. And that's just beeping because the key actually isn't in the vehicle. So we'll come around and take a look at this side profile one more time. And then Gabby will be able to jump in and do the interior, and I will put those seats back up.
All right, guys. Now, before we hop into the interior, I just wanted to go over some of the engine specs. So this is a 3.8 liter V6 GDI engine with an 8-speed regular automatic transmission. It does have 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, like I mentioned. And price point, I'm not too sure if Charlotte mentioned the price point, but it's $49,995 Canadian before taxes and fees. Now we will hop in. No, don't worry about the seats, Charlotte.
The key.
All right, so before I hop into the car, I'm just gonna have Mark pan over and show you guys the driver's seat. So you notice it is an 8-way power driver's seat with lumbar support. You got your buttons over there or your controls there. So I love power seats because if you ever have to adjust while driving, you don't get spring loaded all the way to the back of the vehicle. That happens a lot to me with manual seats. On the side over here, we have our beautiful sound system. So on the EX trim level, it's just our regular Kia house brand. When you move up one trim level to the SX, you'll get the Harman Kardon. We also have every single window in the vehicle, an automatic or express up and down window with child locks and then safe exit assist. We also have wood grain trim along the vehicle doors and also on the dash. So when we actually hop in, you'll see all of that. I think it's a very, very beautiful vehicle. One thing I love about the doors is if I were to close it, do you see how the actual door itself covers the side panels? In the winter, your side panels will not get dirty. So your pant legs, everything, when you get into the car, you don't have to worry about getting salt or slush on them. That door is always covering it. So now I'll quickly hop in. And before Mark comes over, I'll show you guys these buttons over here. So these four, we have our brightness, which is in all our cars, our downhill brake assist, our smart power tailgate button. So let's say, I don't know, if you're waiting in a parking lot and someone else is loading in your groceries or whatever items for you, lucky you, you press that, it'll open it up for you. And then we also have our traction control. And then of course your trunk latch is just down there. So now I'll have Mark come around, he'll join me in the Telluride and we'll go over everything else. I guess I can start off.
Do any Kias have soft closed doors?
Sorry?
Do any Kias have any soft closed doors?
Why are you saying it like that? No. None of our vehicles at this point have the soft closed doors, but I would love to see that in the future. I'm wondering maybe the EV9. One thing I will point out, the passenger seat is manual, so not powered there. You'd have to go to the SX to get that. However, we do have beautiful leatherette seating, so I think it actually looks really good how they integrated some design elements into it, and it's not just, a plain blank seat. The seats are heated for driver and passenger, and you also have a heated steering wheel. So this vehicle is so winter ready, it's insane. Now I'll finally invite Mark in. And before we talk about some of the tech features, I'll just show you guys a quick overview of the dash. So you can definitely see the wood grain. I really like how it's all, it's not too grainy. It all flows in one direction, looks very good. And then we have this kind of satin chrome along the full dash of the vehicle. The Telluride doesn't have too many piano black surfaces, so some of our viewers are gonna love that. It's not too much of a fingerprint magnet. However, we do have a little bit of piano black right over here. And then this is my least favorite thing to be piano black because you're always touching this. Your cover right there, piano black. So now I'll show you guys our main screen. Every single Telluride is equipped with the standard 12.3-inch SuperVision cluster right over here, or multimedia interface, I should say. What it doesn't have is the SuperVision cluster. So we only have the 4.2-inch LED display over here. So this is still going to project your speedometer on the left and your tachometer on the right, and it's all digital there. However, it's not fully digital, so we just have the regular dash in the center. You do have your lane keep assist projected over there. And of course, you can change what it displays. So if you want to see your drive info, or if you want to see your speed again, your auto stop, your navigation, you can have your actual turn-by-turn shown over there, tire pressure, and then also all-wheel drive torque distribution. This vehicle does have nav built into the car, so you'll actually have, I don't know if you can really see it over there, but there's a little icon that is a speed limit sign. When I actually get onto a road, it'll show your speed limit at all times. And then of course, if you do have your map on, it'll show your speed limit as well too. Right now it's in dark mode because we're kind of, we have all our lights on and we're in a darker, or yeah, I guess dark area. But if we hit the road, you could also have it on light mode if you like a more open and a white appearance. So I'll head back to our main screen here. Our technology is the same as what's in most of our modern Kias. I absolutely love this software. Nav menu is right over there. Quiet mode, which essentially mutes the speakers in the back. So if you have kids or pets sleeping back there, it's a nice quiet ride for them. And I do have to say the Telluride does have a very quiet ride in general. It's a very, very smooth, comfortable, luxurious vehicle. Now I'll head over to setup and I'll show you guys some of the safety features that come standard. So we do have forward collision avoidance that's standard, as well as our lane keep and lane follow assist. You also have parking sensors in the rear, so if you were to get really close to something, it'll start beeping at you once you get a little too close. And then you have a beautiful backup camera, which I'll show you right now. There we go. Now, if you were looking for a Telluride with a full 360 camera, you would have to move up to the EX. That's the trim level where you'd get it, and I believe the price difference is $5,000 flat. All right, so driving convenience here, we have highway drive assist, which on registered highways, let's say the 403 for example, it'll know when there's a bend in the road, where the exits are, when the speed limit changes, and it'll do all of that for you. If you don't want to use highway drive assist and you just want your smart cruise control, so the cruise control that actually sets the following distance or maintains following distance, you just click that off, there we go, and she's gone. So all of these safety features you can turn off, you can turn back on, you can even customize the sound. So if you think it's a little noisy for you or it's too quiet, you can change that. You can also change how sensitive the warnings are. So if you think they come on too early for your forward collision avoidance, you can set it to be a little bit later. What else? Parking safety. I love parking safety, especially in a big vehicle like this. Sometimes it can be hard to see what's coming up behind you. This vehicle will let you know what side it's coming from, and it will engage the brakes if you fail to react. So let's say a stray shopping cart, we know that happens a lot. It will sense movement. If you don't stop, the car will stop for you. It might feel a little scary. We have done a video on it showcasing, we actually sacrificed my car and my manager, and it works fabulously. So that's enough of that there. We'll take a look at some of these buttons over here. So I really like how they still left some buttons rather than doing just full digital or full tech. I don't know, call me old school. I like both, but this looks fabulous. So your map, your navigation, radio, media, your hazards right in the center, and seek and track, your star button, which is essentially a blank button you can set to be your favorite. So if there's a safety setting or a feature you always find yourself going to, that can be your quick shortcut button, and then setup. This is your tune knob, your volume knob. I know they're not labeled, so it might be a little confusing. And then your heated steering wheel button. Over here, you got your start button, your climate control. I will mention on the EX, which is this trim level, the entry level, you already have tri-zone climate control. So I can set my temperature, Mark can change his to whatever he wants. And then if I wanted to set the rear to, I don't know, let's set it to 23 degrees. Now we have 3 different temperatures, or I guess this one's the same. There we go. Now we have 3 different temperatures. You can also lock the rear passengers from changing it themselves. Let's say you got kids there and you don't want them turning the heat on in the summer. You can set it to whatever you like there, and then they can't play around with it or touch it. When we head into the back seats, I'll show you where that is, what it looks like, and how it works. But let's take a look up here. We have this beautiful single sunroof. So once again, if you want the dual sunroof, you do have to move to the SX, but it's so nice to already have a sunroof in the entry level. Up here, we got our tow truck button. So if you're not familiar with what that is and what the SOS button is, it does mean that your vehicle has Kia Connect built into the car. So you can start your car, check on the status of it being locked or unlocked, your gas level, everything from your phone. It is a life changer. And then Kia does have 5 years, unlimited kilometers of roadside assistance. Then the SOS will trigger if it senses you've been in a collision. If you just need emergency services, you can also press that and it'll put you on the line with them. All right, let's head down here before we head into the back. We got our drive mode and terrain modes. So I can change between smart, sport, eco, and comfort. This will all change the way the vehicle performs. Of course, sport will guzzle a little bit more gas. If that's what you're looking for, you might want to try out eco mode. We also have Smart mode that switches between all different drive modes to give you the best drive or the best, efficiency for what you're doing. So if you're stepping on it, it will switch to Sport mode, ease off the throttle, you're back into eco or comfort. Down here, we also have our terrain mode, so snow, mud, and sand. This will play around with your electronic stability control, your all-wheel drive, the way your engine and transmission perform as well too, to give you optimal traction in those conditions. Auto stop and start is also a feature in the Telluride standard. Auto hold, there's your electronic parking brake and your backup sensors. If you want to turn them off, you just press that. Cup holders here, there's a little slot here. I like to put my key in here. Not that I own a Telluride, but whenever I drive one, I always put her in there. And then we have a larger wireless phone charger, so they updated it for the 2023 model. because newer phones are huge, and there was a couple phones that weren't fitting in the old Telluride's for phone charger. Oh my gosh, I didn't know what to say. Then in the center console over here, we have a little, what is this, divider to separate, I don't know, change from whatever else is in there. And it is so deep, so my arm is kind of lost in there. So you can put a lot of stuff in here. Whatever you decide to put in there, you can make it fit. And you also have a USB-C charger inside. Mark will quickly show you guys the glove box before we head into the back.
Is there heads-up display and ambient lighting?
There's no heads-up display or ambient lighting in this trim level. You get that on the SX. But great question. SX Limited, actually. Does the Telluride come in any blackout edition? So there used to be one called the Night Sky. Now our kind of blackout edition is more so the X line, and even then, not everything is completely blacked out. So the Telluride logo on the back is still going to be the satin chrome that Charlotte showed earlier. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we'll take a look at the back seats. Oh hey, thank you guys for joining me. So the EX and the SX are the only two trim levels in the Telluride that have this bench seat here. If you saw our X-Line video, you've seen that we have captain's chairs back here. So if you do need an 8-seater, these two trim levels would be the trim for you. You have so much room in the Telluride, so these back seats here are so comfy. Tons of headroom, tons of legroom. I know I'm not the tallest person, so I'm not usually the best for showcasing legroom, but Mark's sitting right beside me. I can take the camera and show him. And he's looking pretty comfortable. Mm-hmm. Right, Mark?
Yeah, I would say so.
So good leg room, and that's with him sitting where he would normally sit, up front. So with the taller passenger, you still have tons of leg space. I will show you guys on the backs of the seats, you do have USB-Cs built in. So there's one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side. Your cup holders are located right in the center, so built into your center console. Then down at the bottom, we do have a 12 volt and then a household outlet as well too. So nobody's gonna have a dead device in the Telluride. On some of the higher level trims, you do have the option of heated and cooled seats in the back seats here. So it'd be the two captain's chairs. And then I'll show you guys this real quick. So this is gonna be your tri-zone climate control. Like I mentioned, you can lock your rear passengers out of here, but if they do have access to it, they can change their temperature, they can change the direction of the airflow, and then you can also change the fan speed. I will point out also some of the lighting in the vehicle. So you do have LED lights inside as well too. So I know they don't look too brilliant in our filming room right here, but at nighttime they're actually very bright. Then I'll show you guys the center seat here. Also doubles as, oh, our light goes, our light's gone. It doubles as an armrest and cup holder. There we go. Now our lighting's back and we can check out the third row. So there is a very easy way to get into the third row. I'm gonna come around and show you guys. Right after I put the third row seats up, we'll give her a second.
My bad.
Yeah, thanks, Charlotte. So you just pull the latch, pull the seat up, and then it'll lock into place when you got your headrest up. Oh, there we go. And we'll move the mats. Yeah, we'll get them even. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's go around here. And I'll have Mark show that on the top of the seat, next to your shoulder, you got that little button. You just give it a push, moves the seat, it slides on the rail, so it's essentially, I mean, you do have to lift a finger, but you don't have to put too much work into it. And then you can hop in. So I'm in the back seat. It is super easy to fold back. So if no one was actually sitting back here and I just wanted to sit in the back, I could push this and just pull the seat back myself. And now I'm ready for wherever the road takes the driver, I guess. I'm just gonna take the camera from Mark and show you guys what's back here. So sorry about this little awkward exchange. We have our USB-Cs built into the sides of both seats. So there we go. Actually, I should say all three seats. We also have cup holders. And we do have air vents back here as well too. This little device over here is a speaker. So there is a feature in the Telluride called Passenger Talk, where the driver can voice over or transfer their voice over to the rear speakers. That way, if you have very noisy passengers, you can yell at them without actually having to use your real voice. So it'll just project whatever the passenger or driver is saying and then play it back here. It's great if you have very noisy kids or just noisy passengers. I'll also point out that there is a little bit of a side step here, so it's very easy for your rear passengers to get in and out of the Telluride. That's how easy it is. We'll close that up. That's about it for the interior of the Telluride EX. Of course, there's a lot more to it. We have done quite a few technology reviews and walkarounds of the Telluride. A lot of it has transferred over in regards to features and what they do, but the general look of the vehicle, and we've covered what's new. Now we will take some questions, so I don't know, 5-6 minute question and answer period. If there's anything we missed during the actual
I'm just gonna
filming.
turn the lights off.
Only a sociopath would sit in the third row while the second row is empty. Maybe I'm a sociopath because when I was a
spot
kid,
of choice.
yeah, when I was a kid, my mom drove a Sorrento with the third row, and me and my brother would always want to sit in the very, very back, even though there's no one sitting in the
My sister
middle
and I
row.
were like that too.
It's just, it was more fun.
Oh, thank you, Mark. You guys didn't see it, but Mark just brought me a chair. He's a king. We love Mark.
Short king tonight.
You're not a short king. You're tall.
Ooh, we missed a lot.
Yeah, we had some actually really great questions.
Can we test Mark in the third row too? Absolutely, let's go. Mark, you ready?
Bye, girl.
He's like, I did not sign up for this.
Bye, gorgeous.
And Mark, you're what, 6 foot?
Yeah.
There you go. How are you feeling?
Good.
You have a lot of headroom.
I have lots of headroom. If the seats are positioned like this, my knees hit them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, all you 6 foot and over people, try and get a second row seat. I would
Try to get a
suggest.
second row seat. Yeah, try to secure one. Okay, we're gonna leave you in there for the rest of the video. Oh, maybe not. Now we'll go back to answering some of your guys' questions. Someone said I like that color. I love this color. However, I do have to say it looks so much better in the sunlight rather than our video bay.
Yeah, I feel like that's with most colors too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them,
All
they
of our
don't-
cars.
they don't necessarily transfer as well on camera as they do in person. Like you can see a lot more of the pearlescent and different, like, I want to say chromatic material, but I don't even know if that's correct.
Metallic flakes.
Metallic flakes.
Metallic
yeah.
flakes. We got a great question. When are you uploading the Kia K5 GT video? So we just filmed that right before we got our Telluride ready for today's live. We're gonna post that
Probably Wednesday.
Wednesday or Thursday. It's a very exciting video. That is my favorite car, my favorite car, not SUV, by Kia. Let's see. Mark in third row, please. We got that. The Telluride is awesome, but oh, I so love the Sorrento as well. Tough decisions. I would take, me and Charlotte always have this discussion, I would always take the Sorrento over the Telluride. I do love
always
this,
choose the
but
Telluride.
it's just, this is more spacious, which I guess
Yeah.
you need. Sorrento's more fun to drive. I don't know. Let's see.
There was a question also asking about like the similarities or differences and how it would compare against the Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important to note that obviously the Tucson and the Telluride, they're very different vehicles. They have different engines, different seating, different design overall. So it really depends on what your goals are for your vehicle. I think that the Telluride is a really awesome utility vehicle. You know, if towing is a big thing, it obviously has a higher towing capacity. If you need more seats, 7 or 8 seats, obviously this is going to be great. But as far as tech goes, they have a lot of the same features in the cabin as far as integrating the bigger screens, everything like that. So if you're really just looking for tech and to get you even from point A to point B, Tucson will be a little bit more affordable for you too.
Is it possible to get these in a 5-seater configuration? Unfortunately, not in North America.
Just put the seats down.
Yeah, put the seats down. There you go.
5
There's 5
seats.
seats. Can you please upload the video for K5 earlier? I wanted to view it before I pick it up on Thursday. Oh, wait, you're the customer. We can definitely post it Wednesday then, or we can post it tomorrow, and tomorrow's video can be posted another day.
Yeah, let's post it tomorrow.
Okay, there you go. Mark's looking at us like, because he has to edit it.
We love your car.
I've owned both a Telluride and now a Sorrento. Sorrento is far more fun to drive for sure. I agree. I love
I'm
that
gonna
dual
pretend I
clutch
didn't hear
transmission.
that.
It's the transmission, the engine. Oh, it is so much fun. Fun fact, that is the same engine that's in the K5. Maybe that's why I love them both so much.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. how does this compare to the 2018 Kia Sedona, because it saved my life and I want another. So in regards to size, the Sedona and Kia, they've all made with high quality steel. And then the size of the vehicle is a little bit bigger than the Sedona. You're sitting a little bit higher as well too. And it's full of safety features. So it is a very, very safe vehicle. 9 airbags as well. It's a safe car, safe SUV I should say. Thanks. I just don't like the added weight of the third row. I never use it, but I like the rest of the Telluride.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, unfortunately, if you're in the North America, they're all either 8 or 7 seats. Let's see. Chivalry is not dead. Thanks, Mark, for helping Charlotte. You're nicely educated.
Mark is great. We love Mark.
Lots of space for Cheeto throwing?
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe too much space.
What if we introduce that as a test? Like, how far can we throw a Cheeto from the back or into the rear?
I'm sure our detail team would love that.
They would
and when
not.
I say detail team, we are the detail team. So I don't think we're going to do that
detail
test.
team in question.
There's a ton of space back there. Thanks. Yes, there is a lot of space. Greetings from Oakville. If the Telluride was available in a hybrid, I would definitely consider it. But until then, there are others in the market with a hybrid and PHEV options. Enjoy the rest of the day. We're getting
for sure. That's definitely been something that we've seen a ton of.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, EV9?
EV9.
That's what I was going to say too. So as far as size comparison goes, if you're looking for something that is going to be electric, obviously it's not HEV or PHEV. The EV9 is going to be Telluride sized. We haven't had the official information released, but that is something to consider if you're looking for even something fully electric.
Let's see. I'd like heads-up displays in all top-level trims. For the most part, Kia has heads-up displays in a lot of our high-level cars, like the Seltos, the K5, not Sorento Telluride. Yeah, not Fortes or Souls, unfortunately, anymore, but
The Telluride is fantastic because the height aligns perfectly with the drive-through window at my local Arby's.
that's why we love the
We
Telluride.
should test it out at our local Arby's.
Do we have a local Arby's?
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
from
on,
Brantford, so I have no idea.
It's on King George Road. That is a test.
Curly fries. I love curly fries from
That's
Arby's.
what I was going to say too. Curly fries.
He gets impaled by Cheeto.
Quirkily?
That's really funny.
How do you feel about the square lights on this model? Honestly, I liked the amber lights. I really liked them, but I think this looks much more sharp, more clean.
Yes, it is cleaner. I think it's just like, oh, we're used to seeing the amber lights, but now that they've taken them away, I think as, if they continue with this in more model years, we're probably going to look at the amber lights and be like, oh my goodness, that was so outdated a couple of years ago,
Timeline for deliveries of Telluride. The Telluride's been about a year, approximately for, I want to say, over a year now.
I was going to say, it's pretty consistently been a year.
Yeah, I would go, it's probably still the same wait time. Unfortunately, right now we can't place factory orders. No dealership in Canada can. Kia Canada has closed ordering bank. But timeline, I would assume, is still probably around that time frame. Let's see. Any word on a wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay in the larger screens? Will it ever happen? I really hope it will happen.
Do I have faith that it will happen? Yes. Do I know when?
No. No heads-up display on Sportage. Yes, there's no heads-up on the Sportage. Not even the hybrid or plug-in hybrid.
Which is odd.
Hope Charlotte has a safe pregnancy.
Thank you. So far, so good.
LED amber
Does not equal amber.
does not equal amber. I did not see that. Let's see if we
I may have accidentally misspoke and said something I wasn't supposed to. I honestly can't remember the last sentence I just said. So. Clearly, I'm struggling at this point.
Yes, pregnancy's going so well. Takes up too much room in my pocket. Okay, that was about the key. So we got a lot of questions about the key. It looks huge on camera, but I'm telling you guys, it's pretty normal sized. It is very normal sized, I would say.
If it can fit in a girl jean pocket.
Yeah, and if you know girl jean pockets,
they're small.
They're not
very
pockets.
small. But also, like, they've done a lot with this vehicle where you actually don't need to pull out the key if you don't need to.
yeah.
Mark, what do you think? as far as
you might need a mic.
comfort with having the key in your pocket as someone who does not wear girl jeans or carry a purse.
For a guy that's got man jeans,
Man jeans.
I think it's maybe like 1% bigger than the average key, I would say. But it's literally marginal. I think it's the right size for this size of vehicle.
It probably looks bigger, but like in all actuality, you're like, oh, it's just a key.
Yeah, it's
know?
it's the same. And it has that cool light up feature, so
That's worth it.
it's just worth it. I think that alone makes the Telluride worth it.
Oh,
I'm joking. Baby name. Can you do a baby?
No.
She won't. Although I know what letter it starts with now.
yeah, Gabby figured it out. Comment down below.
Comment down below your best guesses. Just curious, what's the lease rate on the Telluride? Good question. Let's
I
get the
actually have
updated
it.
December. Do you have it on you?
Yeah, I can pop in and grab my stuff. Rates just changed. That's why I don't quite have it, because it's a new month.
Memorized.
Also, Telluride MSRP.
Telluride MSRP, so this is the entry level to the Telluride. So this is your base MSRP. It is $49,995 before taxes and fees, and that's Canadian pricing as well. So if you're in the States, of course, that will vary, and then trims and features will vary. Aliana, if it's a girl,
Is that a suggestion?
it doesn't start with an A. Let's see. Oh, Canadian prices, Hugh.
Oh yeah, Canadian.
um,
This is all Canadian. Our wonderful K5 customer. Oh no, I can't read it on my glasses on.
I always thought keys should match the size of the vehicle. My Hummer's key was the size of a football. That's pretty easy to carry. Do one of these.
That's hilarious.
It's a power move. Does this car have 8 cup holders? 4 in the rear, 2 in the center, and then if you count the fold down,
I was gonna say, are we count?
there's 4.
Or the ones in the pocket that say
Oh.
don't put a water bottle in them.
Mark, can you do a cup holder count?
Doing the ones that
For
say.
our wonderful
Just whatever
K5
a couple fit
customer,
in.
we don't have your car in the bay right now. I
Should we
believe
pull
they're
it in?
putting. Is it outside, or is it in the shop putting
Oh.
tires on?
Let me check right now. I'm gonna turn this off because there's probably a lot
I
of
did
machines.
see that come through, and I'm still working on getting that lease rate. I feel like I'm slowly descending into madness during this video. Like, it just started off rough for me, and it's still rough.
It's 12 if you count the ones that say don't put a water bottle in it, or 8 if you do count.
So 8 official cup holders. Mark didn't have a mic on, so I'm not sure if that actually came through. 8 official cup holders. 12 if you count the ones on the door panels that say, don't put your water bottle in them.
Okay. Sorry, I put the mic to
Welcome
turn on.
back.
Sorry if I'm out of breath. I ran. It's not in the shop. It's outside. We filmed it right before, and then Mark kicked it outside. We didn't kick it. We moved it outside.
I can't find my Telluride on
I have to say, I don't know if you've seen the brown interior yet, but it looks amazing. It looks very,
it's
very
gorgeous. We were talking about it all morning.
good. How many Diet Cokes do you think I'm gonna drink at once?
At least 12.
Minimum.
With this car.
Thanks, Mark. You're a
Oh,
champ.
found it. Lease rates. There we go.
What are those mics? These are,
Road.
I know they're Rode Wireless Go 2. These are our old mics. We used to use these, and then they started not working. So we bought some other ones, and then the other ones stopped working. So we're back to here, and they've been okay so far. It's been a month.
Pretty good. They've been working better. Current lease rate. This is current as of December 2023. So if you're watching this video at any other time that's not December
2023.
2022, actually.
Oh,
I got that wrong.
Geez, yeah.
See, I'm struggling. Check with your local dealer, but the current rate is 8.99 for lease, and that is whether it's 36-month to 60-month.
I just realized we're at the 40-minute mark. So this is a very long live. Thank you guys so much for watching it. For future
Because I couldn't
viewers,
say most of the stuff. It was me struggling to speak.
I gotta say, for our future viewers, if you watch this if you watch the entire video, please comment something like, comment Mark with a K. and then we'll know if you watched the entire thing. Also, don't forget to leave a like. It'll really make us happy. And then our K5 video will be up tomorrow now instead. We have a bunch of cool content going up this week. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys next live, which is Wednesday at 2 p.m. and Thursday at 2 p.m. by the way.
Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully we'll see you guys all there.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.